What does he do again? Because he's the one that has banish, right?
Yeah, he has banish, and if you give him a Dawn, your events cost one less.
Oh my god, that's kind of gross, and I guess that's as good of an introduction as we can get into. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Reverie. This is episode number 2. My name's Ashura, and today I've got a very special guest today. His name is Foster. Foster, say hi.
Hello, everyone.
All right, and we're talking about Nami today. I've got the deck list that my man is using up on the screen. This has some recent changes, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah, I changed a couple cards to plan for the 08 format.
Okay, cool. Because you were on like what, full Kuja before?
Yeah, and I mean, I still pretty much am. I'm just playing a couple new tech pieces to kind of conflict with what I think will be prevalent.
Okay, solid. What tech pieces?
Really, the newest stuff is just playing 2 copies of 3000 Worlds, because at least in the anti-Nami sector, I know a lot of blue decks are starting to run Gion more now, and this gets rid of that. And then what I think will be more relevant is it gets rid of Black Maria.
Oh, very facts. Yeah, basically you're using this to cripple the combo piece of
Yeah,
any other deck.
yeah, pretty much to cripple a combo piece or to cripple just a piece that hurts us more. And then the only other change is last set I was on the Boa Sandersonia 2K. This set I'm on Athalandra, which the only reason I'm doing is instead of a 3K body, it's a 4K body. So I figure it might be good into some like really low to the ground aggro matchups like Chopper or Zero, especially because its effect is I can just return it to my hand. So what a play pattern could be is I play it, the next turn I swing into one of their bodies, and then I bounce it back to hand, and it's a 2K.
No, that's a really good line actually. I like that, especially because we talked about Chopper last week, so he's definitely got like a lot of bodies that are automatically that 4K where he's got to don it up anyways. So super easy to attack into that.
Yeah, and then I think the only other change is I just switched up the ratios. I'm on 4 Apis and 2 Glorios now instead of 3 and 3.
Okay, I see that. And so, how long have you been playing Nami? I know it's been a minute, right, Foster?
Yeah, I've been playing since the middle to end of 04. It's pretty funny how I got into it, because when I started off getting into the game, I was on the Big Bad Whitebeard.
Ooh, yeah.
Because that was the deck I learned with, so I was like, this is the deck I'm gonna play. And I kind of realized that it was like I don't know if I want to say toxic, but just like it's been the thing for so long that everyone hates it.
Oh yeah, didn't we play in a manga tournament?
Yes, yeah, and that was when I learned sequencing.
Yes, sir. Sequencing is so
Yeah,
important.
Thunderbolt killed me.
Oh my gosh, is that what it was? I didn't even remember. I just knew it was
Yeah,
some bullshit.
I played a speed Jill and then swung into you and you triggered Thunderbolt out of life, and I was like, well, I die now,
Oh my
because
gosh.
I just couldn't like get enough advantage back after that.
Man, the memory on you. Look at you go.
hmm And then after Whitebeard, I went to playing Katakuri, second best deck in the format at the time.
Kakarot was
And
pretty good,
then
pretty good.
Katakuri was pretty good. And then for some reason, I was like, you know what? I've got Whitebeard and Katakuri. What if I build Nami and Kuro, 2 other, let's just say, definitely good at the time leaders.
Oh yeah, everyone knows the Terror of Kuro, right?
Yeah, I think he topped a couple events, but that was in the 3.5 format.
Good lord. Back when people didn't realize, oh, you can swing like 3 times with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
like,
and I still do play him sometimes, just because it's a very simple deck and it's a very fun deck.
God. Is that the one that like runs Don Krieg?
Yes, yeah.
I can't believe it, dude. I remember getting Krieged.
Dude, I honestly love that deck because the alt arts are so cheap.
Oh,
Like
yes.
Beans, $5. I think Krieg actually might be rising because of the one Corona guy that did well with him at like a big tournament. But
Yep.
even still, he's only like $10.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have
And
grabbed
then
Corona as cope.
Yeah. And then a couple other like alt arts in the deck are also dirt cheap.
God bless. Okay. But yeah, you've been playing Nami for quite a minute now, actually.
Yes, yeah. I played it back when 4-Zep was the thing into Katakuri.
Oh
And
gosh,
then we
yeah,
got
4Zef, yeah. Or Rush
Mhm.
Usopp if you were spicy.
Yes, yeah.
I got Rush Usopp
Uh,
once, that sucked.
yeah. And then we got White Snake, which was a pretty big boon for the deck.
Would you say like
Um,
until then it was kind of like, I don't want to say like mid tier, but like you guys kind of were just like there in the foreground?
yeah, I think till then we were definitely not tier 1. I would say like maybe tier 2 or tier 2.5 because it was just a thing of back then like top end wasn't as crazy as it is now.
Oh
So
yeah,
like our
absolutely.
top end was Zeph, and it was basically, can you stop a Zeph hit? If not, we're in a really good position. If you can, well, shoot. And then White Snake came out and was just like, now we have 4 more cards that say draw a card, and the trigger. I didn't like it at first, but over time I've actually started to come around on it just because deck information can be very crucial when you either want to know what you're going to mill with what's in your hand or what you want to draw for your next turn and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like deck knowledge is everything at times.
hmm And then in EBO 1, we got the Gravity Blade event, which I want to say only kind of saw popularity when Chandler, or Champs, another prolific Nami player, played 4 of them as a bit and then did really well on it.
Hey, it's
And
not
it
a
was
bit if you
actually,
do well.
it's not a bit if you do well. And it was actually like pretty good, or I don't know, pretty good, but playable into the meta at the time because it was law that wasn't as insane as it was in 07 and would have been in 08. And Black Yellow Luffy, to the same deal, it wasn't as insane as it is now, but it played well into those decks, both trigger and event wise. But
Yeah,
ran
I mean,
for
I can see
those.
that bottom deck is huge against Black Yellow Luffy.
Bottom deck is huge, but 7 Dawn is also a huge cost.
That it is a big ask for Nami.
And then 07 came out, and it was like, here's 2 new archetypes you can play with.
I
And
mean,
we
can't
quickly
ask for
figured out
more.
that Kujo was better by a long margin.
Oh lord. Yeah, I mean, we place tested so much before the what regional was it? Peoria? Yeah, before
Furia, yeah.
Peoria, man, we play tested so much in L versus Nami, and you
hmm
whooped my butt so many times.
Yeah. Turns out Enel and Danami, not a good matchup for the Enel player.
Bro, it used to be like fine, but then
hmm But
just
then we got super proactive.
oh my gosh, yes, just like Marguerite is super good. I see you're still running her as
hmm
like a 4 of, which is great.
Oh yeah.
Um, Apis I always thought was like really cool, like a 2K, but like you pitch cards and you can search. Like
hmm
just what? It's also East Blue, so like you can search that right in this deck.
You can specifically search Apis with Apis. It's got that like weird clause of you actually can search itself, similar to the searchers like Bonnie and Baby 5 that just search a specific type.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just like so wild, like, and then like that lets you search Kaya's too, like, absolutely insane.
Yes, yeah. I was actually off Apis for a while in 06 and EBO 1 just because
Really?
that was back then when like we were, for the most part, still on DOS Bones, still on Deathwinks. So you were kind of playing with a low hand size all the time. So having 2 cards to pitch wasn't always a necessity you had access to.
That's
But in
fair.
07, we just got the ability to draw so many cards and keep such a big hand size that Apis was honestly like a pretty good choice, both as a 2K and as just a searcher for your, like you said, your Kayas, your Pilafs. It searches Gavels and Rubber Bands as counter events. And
Jeez.
for the matchups where you needed it, searches 3000 Worlds.
And there it is. This is why Nami's good too. Gosh.
Yes.
And then Snake Dance, geez, that honestly, the Snake Dance
Snake
trigger
Dance.
gets me every time.
The trigger is insane,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
the ability is insane to bounce any character of your own instead of what we used to play was Overheat, which only bounced active characters. But
Right.
once 06, 07 came out and stuff like Hody Jones, Bonnie became more meta. Being able to bounce rested stuff that your opponent's swinging into is really nice.
Oh yeah, that's super critical. And then I didn't want to brush over it, but in Peoria, you went 7-3, right?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Okay, and that was with like because that was 07, so full Kuja build.
Full Kuja build. The only stuff that was different from what I'm playing now is I was on 3 Apis, 3 Gloriosa. I wasn't on the 3000 Worlds. I was playing 3 of the Kuja 2Ks, and then I was running 1 copy of Hanger.
Okay, so can you run me through your like matchups real quick? Like what was good, what was bad?
Yeah. I don't remember.
You don't need to take me through like
Um,
each one, but like
I was gonna say I don't remember all of them or like what order they happened in. I do know that I was very lucky. I played 3 in L's.
that's pretty
Two of them.
free.
Yeah. 2 of them I won just because like I actually won, and then one of them I won because of a deck mistake he had that we didn't notice until far enough into the match where it couldn't be rewinded. I want to say it was his 9 Dawn turn, and he flipped over his Dawn, and then he saw that there was a Shirahoshi blocker in his Dawn.
Oh. And so like did you just get the win or
I just got the win because it was like he received a game loss for having an improper deck.
dang, okay. Wow.
And I feel like it was worse for him at the moment too, because it was right after they had made an announcement about someone else that was like, "Hey, yellow players, make sure you have 50 cards in your deck because someone's missing a card."
Oh my gosh, no, I 100% remember that because I was sat in front of a Doffy player thinking, okay, I'm fine, I got this. And I checked my deck, it was 50 cards. I was like, perfect, I haven't done anything. And they got my butt whooped. Yeah, not a great day for
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I won against all 3 in Nels. I'm trying to remember what the other matchups were. I can tell you the ones I lost. The
Red Purple
first one I
Law.
lost, Red Purple Wall was the very last one. That was the most painful because I had dodged him all day. I was 7-2
Oh,
going into the 10th round.
so
Sit
you're feeling
down, see my opponent's
good.
play. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, I got a shot for top 32. Sit down, CRP law. I'm like, well, dang it. Draw my hand, not good. Mulligan. Draw my second hand. It's the breakiest hand I've ever seen.
Oh man, was it close at all, man?
No, I think I had 17 cards left.
That's so tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The first one I lost was it was either round I want to say it was round 4. I got paired into a Dofi player who went first. Um, turn 1, nothing, no Perona, no stacker. Turn 2, 7k Dofi swing, blind flipped into Dofi blocker to stack his top 5. Not
Okay.
a great start. Turn 3, Jinbei Weevil. Turn 4, Jinbei Weevil.
Okay,
And I'm
gas.
like, yeah, I can't really beat this. And like
Yeah.
I saw all my white snakes, which are good for the matchup. I think I had a couple triggers. I just couldn't quite get there in the end.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And geez, I mean, looking at the list now, like you guys have a lot of triggers, my guy.
Yeah, we
This
have
is like yellow.
yeah, it's basically yellow, but more fun for it's about the same amount of fun for the player who's playing it.
Oh, I would almost argue the Nami player gets more fun, bro. Cause like I feel like you guys are almost more guaranteed to hit the triggers than us yellow players.
I mean, you'd be surprised. It's honestly kind of crazy how like wild games can go where if you see like a ton of triggers or if you see no triggers. Like I was playing on Sim earlier today and I had a game where I saw I think 5 characters out of life and I was like, this sucks. And then
Dang.
I queued into another game a couple later and it was like some aggressive matchup. First life, draw 2. Second life, draw 2. Third life, draw 2. Fifth life, draw 2. And
Jeez.
I crushed that game.
Oh, I mean, I bet. I bet.
So, I mean, we are at least the build I'm on is only on 16 triggers. There have been other builds that have been doing well, like at Nats and in like some early 08 tournaments that are on Perfume Femur instead of the Kuja 2K.
Yeah.
I tested that build. I just didn't like it for my playstyle as much because it just felt it's obviously it's a decent trigger to have. Like it's still searchable for Yosa. It is a draw one trigger, but it's just such a bricky top deck that I didn't feel good running it.
No, that's fair. I totally get that. Like, you know, breaks suck ass.
Hmm.
But so
And then my sorry,
no, no, you go.
sorry. And then my third loss was it was and I want to say it was like the sixth or seventh round. It was against a Lucci who was on the like same team as the Nami I mentioned earlier, Chandler. And he told me beforehand, he was like, "Yeah, I did like a 3 hour training session with him a couple days ago," and I was like, "Well, that's not good."
Yeah, oh good lord, like that the worst nightmare.
Yeah, and I mean I got pretty close, but he just kind of played. He played great. I just didn't really get the luck I needed.
Hey man, that's completely fair. But before I forget this question, actually,
Yes.
um, just because it spawned in my head, how you were saying other people kind of run like slightly different lists. How
Hmm.
customizable do you think Nami is to a particular person and their play style? Is there a core set of cards here, or is there really only like 4 flex spots in the deck?
I'd honestly say there's probably like 8 to 10 flex spots if you really want to think about it. Like not like excluding just like playing a completely different engine, like just not like playing the Seven Warlords engine or the Impel Down engine. I would
Gotcha.
say the core stuff that you'll always be running is 4 Kaya, 4 Spada, 4 Impel Down All Stars, 4 Rubber Bands, 4 Gavel, 4 White Snake, 4 Mellow, 4 Pilaf. And then everything past that is it's typically engine dependent, but even like if you're still playing the Kuja build, you can like run a couple less Margarets, you can run a couple less Apices, you can run some Perfume Femurs. You can run more bottom decking events if you're worried about stuff like Nine Causes Aura, like you can check in a couple Red Rocks or a couple of Gravity Blades if you're worried about like super go wide matchups like Dofi.
Huh, so it sounds like you can, if you're not planning to go to a big regional, you can definitely like tech your list to like just suit your local meta.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Like, I wasn't sure just because Nami is the only leader we have that has an alternate win condition. Just
Hmm.
how how delicate is the list, so to speak.
Hmm.
But it's nice to
Um,
see that you can definitely like suit it to your needs.
yeah, I've definitely thought about just as a joke, buying playsets of like every card that could feasibly see play in Nami, and then just shuffling them together and bringing a random 50 card deck and see what happens.
Hey man, that might be like some
Um,
good testing actually.
it could be some good. It would be some bad testing, but it'd be some fun testing.
Good, bad. I mean, what's the difference?
Good, bad. Why do I have 4 Rush Usops in hands? I don't know.
Hey, 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 those hurt when they land.
True.
So, the future Anami, tell me, what would you like to see, obviously, like besides, Kaya 2.0 where it's draw 4, trash 4.
Yeah, I'd actually like them to put a graceful charity event in, draw 3 pitch 2. It'd be perfectly fine and not broken at all.
Dear God. Pot of greed?
Um, yeah, that's just Sanji's Pilaf.
Oh, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Give us a one-cost event that just says draw one, so we can get it back with DOS bones.
Oh, that would be dirty, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That would just put Doddsbones right back in the list.
That would put DOS bones straight in.
What do you cut for that then? In theory, out of this list, tell
Um,
me.
probably, probably the 2K, like the 2K counters, and maybe some 3K worlds, or just trim a searcher or two.
Okay, okay, I like that. Got some options. My man immediately
Mhm.
went to the route of fuck the 2Ks.
Yeah, fuck the 2Ks. If we're drawing cards, we'll find them anyway.
Oh my gosh, I like that.
At least looking to '09 and what we know is gonna happen. Um, one thing I do like they're taking is would just be like giving Nami more like bodies to play with, because I feel like that's a big complaint everyone has about Nami is it's so event focused. You're only playing on your opponent's turn, which is kind of why I liked the Kuja list, because you get to do stuff on your own turn as well instead of just going hold up 10 Dawn pass.
Right, no, for sure. Like, you're actually like playing a blocker, which is like really effective for you. You know, drawing a card on that, like doing an Aphis search or like a Gloriosa search. Like, I like that too. So like more of a battle Nami is almost what you're saying.
Yeah, and they kind of gave us that. In 09 we're getting a new Nami character. It's a 1-cost 1k, and it has that when it attacks, you just get to look at the top 5 and grab an event, which, let me tell you, I've done
Bro,
some play.
what?
It's insane. It's so insane.
Bro, what? Okay.
But
So like how insane? 1 to 10.
Uh, so like comparing it to what'll be prevalent in the 09 meta with like how easily it could be like early KO'd.
Okay, fair.
I'd still honestly give it an 8 or maybe a 9. Just because if they don't have removal, you will draw a card.
Where do?
And if they want to protect it, you will draw another card.
And all players, I know what matchup we need to dodge.
Yeah.
We're cooked.
Like a really good just like play pattern you can do is whether you're going first or second, turn 1, play a searcher, or like play her out. If she doesn't die, turn 2, you swing with her, draw a card. You're typically wanting to, if you're playing the Kuja build, you want to try and draw not Kuja events if you can. Like you want to grab your peel-offs with it, but if you have to grab a Kuja event, that's totally fine.
No, that makes total sense.
And then you play a Margaret to block, and you draw a card with her, and then your opponent can't kill your Nami, so you do it again next turn.
Okay, no, that's cool. I like that for sure. That's actually pretty dirty.
Yeah, and then people have kind of been experimenting with other builds with some other 09 cards. Like there's a 6-cost Mihawk SR that's like a 7k blocker that's on play, draw 2, pitch 1.
Okay, so like actual card draw.
Actual card draw.
That's rare.
People have been testing it in like a weird cross guild version of the deck.
Ooh, cross guild, yeah.
Or like even like just outside of that as just like a generic draw card blocker that's big and hard to get over.
Absolutely.
So there'll definitely be like more things you can test with in the future.
Okay, no, that's cool. I like that. Vega players, we're gonna be feasting probably, maybe.
Vega players are already feasting. You guys have such an easy matchup into us.
So much removal. Just cheat out a 6k
No,
every turn.
it's. I was gonna say it's not the removal. It's the I'll spend 1 Dawn on a 6k.
The removal is my favorite part.
Yeah, I'll spend 1 Dawn on this Nami to pop your Kaya and draw a card.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my goodness. But no, it sounds like Nami is honestly doing really good right now and has like a clear path in the future, which is nice to see.
Yes. Yeah.
I know it's like hard in card games sometimes for certain leaders to like find footing at all or like continue with their footing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
I will say one thing that's honestly helped is just RP Law getting banned. Nami stonks go hard because that deck was so bad for us.
Is there like realistically any other matchup that is ever gonna be like just as bad, or is it really like only it's only Daffy if he hits like the double Jinbei, you know?
So I think Daffy is going to be more of a problem once the starter hits, because it's already a bad matchup for us regardless, because they can board spam super easily, even without going like Jinbei into something else 2 times, because they can just do that over 1 extra turn. And I think the starter deck just gives them even more speed.
Yeah, the starter deck makes it more consistent.
I know in 09 Blackbeard's going to be a problem, which is partially why I think the Searcher Nami is so good, is because it's not an on-play. So they basically have to see their removal for it, or you still get to draw a card.
I think the Blackbeard introduction is so interesting. Just like being able to have the ability to cancel on plays. In my opinion, Bondi was definitely like, there's too much on plays here, even though we're the ones that printed this and created this meta. Let's control it a little bit.
Bondi printing Blackbeard.
Yeah, basically.
Who put all these on plays into the game?
God, that was my first thoughts when I saw him, and I was just like, this is like just you trying to correct us. You want
Oh,
to
you
say,
guys really hate Nami, huh?
yeah, like, oh, dude. And now there's a few other decks that really hurt.
Yeah. And now, is it weird that I think that might just be it, at least off the top of my head?
I'm sure there's others.
Like sure, there's like stuff that loses out on like a like nice activate main, like a Vegapunk or a Vivi or whatever.
Yeah,
But
I
there's not
mean,
as many relevant leaders with static effects.
that's fair. I guess a lot of it in Black 2 also moves to like activate main, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like outside of Blackbeard.
Yes, yeah.
Huh. Weird how the meta changes.
Mm-hmm.
But, you got any closing thoughts for Nami?
I think she's in a pretty good place right now. I'd love to see them obviously keep bringing more support for her. I don't just despite all the arguments that continue to happen, I don't think she needs to be banned. I think she's a very cool thing to have in a game that is otherwise entirely based around hitting your opponent to death.
Agreed. It's a very delicate balance, but I think so far
Mhm.
they've struck a good one where she is not immediately tier 0 because, just
Yeah.
why not? But also, like, if you want to pick her up and play her, she will suit your needs just fine.
You will see she needs just and she's also very cheap, which is honestly I think one of the better selling points. Like regardless of playstyle, you can build the deck for like 60, $70 maybe.
Absolutely. Compared to a lot of other, like, actual meta decks, it's
Yeah.
walk in the park. Walk in the park.
Stares at 8 cost Katakuri.
Oh my gosh, let's not talk about that one. And ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that episode of the Reverie, please like and subscribe and leave a comment thanking Foster for taking time out of his day to come and talk with us. Foster, I appreciate you a lot.
Yeah, of course. For anyone looking to learn how to play Nami, I wrote a pretty extensive primer about it regarding the 07 format. And I'm probably going to update it for the 08 format because I did put like what some up and coming leaders would be, at least for that right now, and I'll probably just expand upon those later. So if you want like a 50-page read, just go check out the primer. It's not that long.
Hey man, 50 pages. We got this. If they stuck around for the video, I'm sure they're gonna read every word because my
Exactly.
man by this point is an expert on Nami. He does great. Best Nami player I know and only getting better. Again, guys, thank you for stopping by and spending some time with us. All right, until next time with the next Reverie. Peace.
Peace.